Okay, we're back.
Hello.
All right, so we got just a little bit to wrap up really briefly here. Number one, you get your story together, and that story should be exciting. It should have all the passion, all the excitement, all the dynamic of your soul should be in that story, as well as those points that we mentioned, which your background, how you got to the whole idea, what the company's actually going to do, how's it going to make money, and how much money is it going to make, what are the risks, what could go wrong, who else are you bringing aboard that company that's going to be a real a benefit. It doesn't have to be someone that you bring on now, paying them money. You haven't raised any money yet. You can tell them, look, I want you aboard as soon as I've raised money. Hey, you can help me raise the money if you want to get aboard sooner, because I can't pay you until we raise money. But you can be on, you can be a part of it, you can help me do this, et cetera, et cetera. So that's one thing. You get your story together. Next, who are you going to tell this story to? You're going to get those friends. Write them down. As many people. Don't be afraid to write anybody down. You don't know who has money necessarily. They may not have had money yesterday, and they have some today. And you know what? If they have $5 and they want to take that $5 and put it with you, that is tremendous. And you should be just as thankful for the person that puts in $5. Here's another pitfall, mistake not to make. Someone that's a multimillionaire and you think, oh wow, this guy could write a check for $1 million. Rarely will they do it. But if they write a check for $5,000, that is a big deal. And you should be very appreciative. If they write a check for $1,000, treat them with just as much appreciation as if they had written a check for $100,000. And so you're going to have your meeting. And it can be, I wouldn't go for a meeting room in a hotel where you've got to pay $1,000 just for the room. Better would be a restaurant where just by getting food and hors d'oeuvres you get the room. I would, the hotel thing, it's just extra expense and there's no additional benefit for that. Better is a restaurant with a room, and there's a lot of them. And then get a good deal on the food or hors d'oeuvres. You don't have to go overboard. And then I'm going to be there to talk about the stock side and the dream factory and the upside potential from a stock standpoint, because you're maybe thinking, well, are they just going to look for getting money out of the money we make? No. No, what we're talking about is they're going to buy in at a certain level. Let's say the stock was at $1, and because of your efforts and others, they're going to sell at $10. So they're just looking for a growth in the stock, which is why they're looking to hear why your thing's going to do so incredibly well. And then contact those people 3 times before the event, if at all possible, for best results. Phone, email, and then fax or postcard or a letter. Those 3 ways, and you can do this right away. You could have a meeting in a week. You could have it in 2. You could have it in 3. The more time you have, if you really put the time in and talk to a lot of people, the more people you have. But even if you have 10 good people, that's a great start. A great kickoff. It could end up being $1,000 raised right then, or 2, or 20, or 30, or $60,000. But I think our record for it's hard to say now. There have been so many events. But for the first event, our record was probably $60,000 for a first event. But your record could be higher. Your record could be lower. Doesn't matter. Just got to get it started. Fellas, what questions might you have about this process?
What do you think, Toby?
Well, we're at the ground level here, at least Vince and I. I know that through the years you've put quite a few companies on the
Map.
on the map. I'll get it straight. For me at least, I can only talk for me. What I'm working on is not only to free ourselves of the foreign oil, but I actually want to help my community here in Florida. I hope to be able to put somewhere between 50 and 100 people to work.
Beautiful.
That are out of jobs.
You're going to have to hurry. We're running out of time.
Oh, is that what you're holding that for?
Yep.
Anyway, it's more than just the company and the money. Well, money helps, of course, because it's gonna take money to put this deal
Put it
together.
together. Wonderful. Vince?
Well, and it's wonderful when you have a system. There's one thing when you can sit there and you say, okay, gee, what do I do? How do I do it? I don't know. But to have a system, a well-thought-out system, a proven system that works, and that's what we have here. You don't have to be a master businessman. What you got to have is a dream and a desire, and you're coachable.
That's it.
And the system works. I know it has. Again, as has been said, we've watched this program work many a times. We've been involved in many other fundraising situations for different people, like pizza. You know, we're not talking sophisticated growing hydrogen. But it's a wonder, and that is what I see is one of the keynotes of this, is that you come up with an idea, the system is available.
And it's never, and Evelyn and I checked, we went back in our minds to every time there was a first meeting. There are some people that never got to the first meeting. They had the idea, they never followed through, they never did what we said, they never had that first meeting.
We know.
But every time they had a first meeting, there was money raised. We have not had one single failure. And then when I thought about that, I thought, what does it take to have a proven system? You don't even have to have a perfect record to have a proven system. But to have a perfect record is really something. Now, not everyone was 60,000 that first time. Some were only 6,000. Some were only 500 or so the first meeting, and then another 500 the next meeting, and 1,000. So it varied, but we never had a situation where they didn't raise money. Not once, if they had that first meeting. So I would encourage you to do it. Now, Vince, you asked me off camera about the Internet. That's another aspect. I didn't even tell you about the Internet initiative and what we're going to do with that and how that works. That will take about 30 minutes worth of explaining all by itself. This is just the offline method so far. Next, we'll talk about the online.
All right.